Hey guys, welcome to this new show that we are creating. It's called Talking the Issues, where right now we're gonna talk of what happened recently with the Spider-Man and Sony split between Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures.
It's also a temporarily relocated thing.
Yeah, we're filming somewhere else. We're not filming at my house. So
We will continue filming.
as of August of 2019, I'm sorry, August of 2019. The Spider-Man's future in the MCU has been done. It's done. Since the deal between Sony and Marvel that they had to share the character has ended apparently.
So is it completely dissolved? Like it's never like.
No,
Or
there,
was it?
apparently it's still in renegotiation.
They're
so
working it out, right?
working it out in a really non-promising way. Okay, so the details are. The story is this. Apparently, Sony gets like 95% of the money whenever they make a new when Marvel makes a Spider-Man movie. So Spider-Man: Far From Home, it earned $1 billion recently. Marvel Studios and Disney got like 5% of that.
They only got 5%.
Yeah.
Sony.
So the
wow.
deal right now is
Sony's just the resistance.
And Sony just did, like,
Disney,
no work.
You know,
Yeah.
Disney's already taken over the world.
I mean,
so.
Sony did like no work either, didn't they?
mostly, but
They did like a bit of
here's
probably
the thing.
CGI.
Here's the thing. I think Sony's right.
You think Sony?
I think Sony's right.
That's only no. That's only because you liked.
No.
Andrew Garfield.
I am talking. I'm
By
talking
Sony.
legit. Like
He likes the mean Spider-Man.
Sony is on the right place here because those rights were sold already. They're just sharing it. They're
That's true.
sharing it. They're sharing it with Marvel. Those rights were.
Well,
Sony
don't
made
you
the.
think Marvel should have it back since they're the ones that.
Sony made the
it?
purchase, but Sony made the purchase.
That's true. That was a.
Sony.
But both of them are
So-
real deals. Like both of them are. You're saying that they're sharing it only from their goodwill.
No, like I'm serious though. Sony is just resisting against Disney.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's a good thing because eventually, you know,
Disney's gonna
in
win
the
everything, yeah.
far future when we're all wearing Mickey Mouse hats,
My
like
God.
it's required to do it. Sony's gonna be the people who like get us out of
So
They're gonna be the guys who are like, rebel, don't wear the Mickey Mouse hat.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
that.
Okay.
Tear off one ear.
it says right
you know,
here.
like-
Hold on, guys. It says right
The
here.
dead mouse.
Many of the questions that have been asked is Kevin Feige still gonna work with
Kevin Feige's the guy who does Spider-Man.
Kevin Feige is the head of the Marvel Studios, so he's the main guy who you go talk to whenever you wanna ask anything.
Right.
He will never answer to you, by the way. I'm so sorry. I've tried.
Wait, so
You tried.
I've tried to ask him questions about the MCU, and he will not answer my Twitter.
But
Anyway,
didn't you? I remember you've told me this before, especially after watching Far From Home. That you didn't like the first Marvel Spider-Man movie that much because you felt like that it was like I don't know how to explain it. But then you like the second one more.
yeah,
because
that's
it's
more.
more
That's something I
Spider-Man.
want to talk to. What do you guys think? Spider-Man. Okay, here's the thing. Let's enter to the what if. Spider-Man's done with Marvel. Spider-Man.
What if comic? Whoa. Just
It's like another
Spider-Man
world.
is done.
Another
no
world.
more.
What is that? Another verse, another world.
No. No more Spider-Man Marvel movies. No more Spider-Man with the Avengers. No more that. Do you guys like that idea? You guys would like that idea?
Well,
I
I
kind
kind
of-
of figured the way they would do that, because they would still keep the rest of the MCU line going, they would end up killing Tom Holland.
Yeah, but Spider-Man was such an
Which
integral character.
would be, depending on how they do it, could actually be pretty cool on just how it looks, but it would be very sad at the same time. So it would get a good
a mixed
emotional-
reaction. Yeah.
it would get a good emotional boost.
So here's the thing. Tom Holland's still working on 2 movies apparently.
So they still have a contract for.
They still have him on contract. Cause here's the thing. Also,
So the deal
something I
still
need
works.
to mention. Something I need to mention. Tom Holland, Spider-Man was hired by Sony. They were the one, not Disney.
Oh.
So when it comes to that decision, Sony has been doing pretty darn good. Being it with the PS4 game or the Into the Spider-Verse movie, Venom is very questionable.
Venom was good, and you can stop complaining.
Venom has been very questionable, but they have been doing the right stuff.
Mhm.
So here's my question:
Mhm.
if Spider-Man is done, if Spider-Man is done, and not Tom Holland done, but like he's not hanging out with the Avengers anymore, and the Avengers cannot mention.
So
him.
he might be in Sony movies.
So
after
you're
the after
saying
these
yes,
next
a
two.
separate universe of movies.
It would be a soft reboot.
Okay.
Like
so-
after Far From Home,
Are you sure Sony
he's
would
not he's not in the Avengers anymore. He's not a member of that. He's just the gone. Suddenly he disappears from the Marvel
But
universe.
they're still making 2 movies. It's just Sony now.
That kind of make yeah. They're
Or-
still making the movies.
Are they still working out though? The deal? Like, are they still trying to decide if they're gonna?
They're
have
still trying to.
it be Marvel or not?
As of yesterday, Blake, you want to say something? Blake
Yeah.
is not.
Yeah, Blake's our guy on this side. Let me just.
You don't have to.
Oh, you fool.
I'm a fool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if Spider-Man was out, Spider-Man's kind of like in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's kind of supposed to be like the new Spider-Man. Like he's becoming the new rich inventor, and he's kind of supposed to take the place of Spider-Man. So if they took that out of the Marvel Universe, how would that really?
I agree with Blake. Like he is, even though it can be a little bit annoying, he's kind of being set up to be the new Iron Man or whatever. But like in his Spider-Man sense away, and so I feel like a lot of fans would be disappointed if he didn't grow up and kind of like the PS4 game, you know, went past high school and college and became this, you know, really well-rounded individual like adults. I feel like people would be pretty disappointed with him.
So when it comes to me, I wanted the next movie, the next Spider-Man movie, since how it ended in Far From Home. I wanted Daredevil to show up, be a main character in Spider-Man 3 or whatever they call
Would
it.
that connect with the
Would connect with King
TV show?
It would allow Spider-Man to fight many bad guys who now he can't fight, like the Kingpin or Moment. Many
Daredevil's still owned by.
Daredevil's still owned by
And
Marvel.
Kingpin?
And Kingpin, even though Kingpin is a Marvel character, it's a Spider-Man character.
That's really weird.
It's split. It's like the problem with Venom and not Venom.
Yeah, even Ned and the new MJ though, they're also owned by Marvel.
They're also
Yeah,
characters.
too.
They're also characters owned by Marvel.
Well, MJ is a different MJ.
So
that's why, yeah.
so if next year or next
Imagine
movie,
MJ, I mean,
next move,
Probably
next
like 5
movie,
years.
yeah, Ned Leeds is a character created. I'm gonna say created because it's a character from from that universe, from that Marvel universe, and MJ is a character created especially for that Marvel universe, for the MCU universe.
I think they'll still
which
be
is
in
why
that
it's
movie.
Michelle Jones. and not-
Yeah, which is also the reason why I think they're gonna get rid of her completely.
MJ?
Yeah,
I
because it's a character created by Marvel Comics,
thought
by Marvel,
I thought
by
they
Marvel
would just
Studios.
like. I thought they just like bring them over to the Sony.
Yeah,
Studios
like
or-
buy them kind of thing.
Not buy them, but just like like share them, but reverse instead. Of
I
Spider-Man
don't
is
think
them.
so. Because the deal is done. It's apparently it's been done, and as of later,
So they've actually worked everything out then.
yeah, and
Do we know the details at all?
the details are, Spider-Man is gone.
He's on his own.
Which
They're gonna
again,
reset?
back to no, it would be a
Well, it's gonna be the same Spider-Man guy, but it's
it would be a soft reboot. Like the next movie would be probably about. I'm not gonna get into that. Actually, never mind.
You know that kind of sucks for
well, because they had that
for
whole plot
Sony
twist.
because they could have used if they didn't do Far From Home, they could have used the whole Endgame and the snap and everything as a
To kick
way
him out of.
and as a way to have a soft
Yeah.
reboot.
If he wasn't brought back in Endgame, that would've-
well, no, he would have
I
been brought
kind of
back.
felt
My point is,
already.
like
or maybe in like a different world. or
everybody
something.
else wasn't. You know, they didn't
Yeah.
get dusted or whatever, so like he
I
was
kinda
much
felt
younger
already
than
that is
everyone.
what-
So then it's a soft reboot, and he's
Oh, he's with
alone.
new people, yeah.
He's with new people because everybody grows
But
up.
then
But
there's still Iron Man and stuff.
but
they should do
instead they made it to where most of his class actually grew up or was
Stayed the
also
same, yeah.
snapped with
with. Yeah.
him.
So
Makes you wonder if that snap wasn't
Here's
actually
the thing.
random.
next movies on Spider-Man. Next Spider-Man movies are not with the Avengers anymore. So we can completely disqualify Daredevil, Jen Walters, She-Hulk, any character, any Marvel character that's owned by Marvel Studios to show up in those movies. He's totally gonna be. So no Doctor Strange like I wanted. No Daredevil like I wanted. So it would be
No
more.
Fantastic Four.
No
actually.
Fantastic Four anymore, which
Wait,
are
what
an
do you-
integral group of characters
Wait,
in
in-
Spider-Man.
No, they're
Yeah.
but they're still in Marvel. They're just not
Well,
in
Fantastic Four, like Marvel announced that they're
Those are
Yeah.
Reed Richards and Peter Parker.
Another-
work
Another
together.
thing
Four.
here, another thing that showed up because of this deal, Sony wanted to hire Kevin Feige,
Yeah,
into writing the Spider-Man movies, into helping them
with the new ones.
with the new movies that Sony is. Disney said no.
Oh, so that means that the movies are gonna have to be faked as a Kevin
Which
Feige.
sucks
Disney,
because
no.
then
They had an idea to
Disney-
it. It was like-
Disney's being petty at the
Disney's being
Yeah.
completely petty and saying that he's busy with new recurrent projects that are going on.
yeah.
well, it's also
Meaning Fantastic Four, the X-Men, every mutant kind.
Marvel's first ever freaking horror movie, which is going to be awesome. The
And,
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. So many of the things that are going on, when it comes to Spider-Man, Kevin Feige is not allowed to be participating in, which kind of sucks a lot.
well, it's gonna change the whole feeling of the movies. Instead of being like Spider-Man, instead of being a young.
But here's the
Parker who
thing:
grows,
the director John Watts, and Tom Holland are still working on it. Director John Watts, which pisses me off because I can't.
Wait, so they're gonna have it written by them, but it's not gonna actually be like.
It's not gonna be like planned out like Kevin Feige would normally on a
Spider-Man.
as of the Marvel universe goes.
Okay.
Like, how does this affect the other movies
Yeah, exactly.
that already
Okay,
came
so-
out and will come out?
Now let's have it so we have just the final words for us to say, like what we think.
It sucks. I am saddened, but I'm glad it's not a reboot. I'm glad they're not completely pulling an Amazing Spider-Man, changing the actor, and just. You know what I mean.
The
you know?
Amazing Spider-Man thing might have been.
Pulling an Amazing Spider-Man, just saying, hey, we're rebranding everything, we're cutting it off and starting over. I'm glad because I cannot have another Spider-Man reboot in my lifetime.
They've had so many of them.
That would be annoying.
I wouldn't mind if they did a reboot and then just brought it to a different timeline Spider-Man, kind of like you have the books from the 60s and the 70s and stuff, or even Spider-Man 2099 like thing they could do, where it still connects to the Marvel Universe, it just doesn't exist
they're
within
doing
the
that.
Marvel Universe.
I think they're doing that with the Spider-Verse universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they already have stuff planned. So I guess it'll turn out all fine. It's just gonna be like different than what we thought.
Alright,
But
that's all for today's stories. No, not stories with issues.
It's not stories with issues anymore.
This is talking the issues. I'll make a thumbnail for it. I'll make a logo for it.
So you remember, it's talking with the issue.
Bye.
Talking the issues.
Hasta luego.
Talking the issues.
Hasta luego.